Let's start off with talking about some games that have happened the last few weeks and the storylines of some teams. So, first up on Wednesday night, we had an NBA Finals rematch with the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat, and it was basically a repeat of a couple games in that series where Denver started off hot, the Heat came back, took the lead, but then Denver pulled away. The Nuggets are now 10-1 since the All-Star break, and they have now gotten that number one seed in the Western Conference. Joey, we'll start with you. What do you see in this Denver team?
Uh, I'll first off by saying it's always a great matchup. I don't know what it is, but these two teams when they play each other, it's always entertaining. Like you said, they start off hot, Heat come back, and then it's always a wild finish till the end. It was like it finished like 100-88 or something like that, but
Yeah,
still a fun team. But in regards to this Denver team, they're like you said, 10-1 since the All Star break. Currently on a 4-game winning streak. They're getting hot at the right time. Jokic is proving that he's continuously still the best player in the NBA, and he can do whatever he wants. Jamal Murray was even. I even got a quote from him I saw a quote from him the other day saying like Jokic is the best player in the world, but I think I'm not too far behind him. Like he thinks he could be the next, like the second man on that team, and I'm like, you are.
He already is.
You for sure are.
I think he means in the league.
I know
yeah,
he means in the league, but when he plays like it, he's one of the best point guards in the league. When he plays like it, and it's usually around this time and in the playoffs is when we get to see that. But
yeah.
man, this team. I know we said in the third quarter awards and the clips but like if Jokic and them grab the 1 seed, which if they stay this hot, they can. Jokic is coming for another MVP.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I mean, something even in this game as well. Jokic didn't really have a crazy game. He only scored 12 points. Bam, finally, it seems like for the first time in this matchup for a while, kind of outplayed him in some sort of ways. Not fully. It's hard to, be better than Jokic, but he slowed him down a little bit. And Bam, he even made a three in the third quarter.
That's wild.
It was crazy. His first three, I'm pretty sure, of the season. But the star of this game was really one of Jackson's favorite guys, Michael Porter Jr. with 25 points.
Mm-hmm.
9 of 16 from the field, 5 for 9 from three. So yeah, the
How many assists?
Nuggets assists zero.
Hey!
Zero assists. But hey, he doesn't have to pass the ball when he's as hot as he was last night.
Nope.
See,
He's the best
and
player ever.
he is when he's hot, man. And that's the thing. Like Jokic didn't have to do everything. I am looking at the stat sheet because I have Jokic obviously on my fantasy team. He had 14 boards yesterday.
That's normal.
That's hey man, going against Bam, that's still impressive in my opinion. That's an elite
Very
center in
impressive.
the league.
Bam is a chicken shrimp.
Chicken shrimp. Oh my goodness. Well, conversely, on the other side, the Heat lose their fourth game in a row, and they now have dropped to the eighth spot in the Eastern Conference, looking like they may roll into the postseason in a similar situation as they were last year, with having to get through the play-in tournament to eventually get to the playoffs. For both of you guys, are there any thoughts you have on the Heat? Maybe rolling into the playoffs like they did last year.
They're worse. They're not a threat to anyone right now. They're just not. Jimmy's getting older, it's showing. He could take over, but he doesn't have the help he did last year. Plain and simple. I mean,
I thought the Terry Rozier trade would have helped out a lot, but
Terry sucks.
it's clearly gone the other way.
Terry sucks.
Yeah, they're trying to figure it out with him in the lineup. I mean, guys have been in and out of their lineup, just with injuries and all that. I think that the Patty Mills, we didn't get to mention Patty
Oh yeah,
Mills signed with the Heat. I think that could
Doesn't change a
potentially
thing.
win them a quarter in
I
the
don't know. Playoff
postseason.
Patty with playoff Jimmy, man. I don't know.
Yeah, this is old Patty though.
He's still good. I mean, just 2 years ago for Brooklyn, he was really good. Had his career year really a couple years ago for the Nets, just bombing away from downtown. So
Oh
we'll
yeah.
see. We'll see with the Heat. I mean, you see that they
Sway.
struggle to score. Their defense can keep them in games, but they really do struggle to score. Especially from the outside as well. Like even against Denver, who is a good defensive team, they shot 5 for 21 from three. Which, first of all,
Dude.
getting up only 21 threes in today's NBA, it's really not going to cut it unless you are the Denver Nuggets, because they're like the only team that can play their style of basketball without taking a ton of threes.
But when
Yeah,
you're going to get, if you're shooting 23s and there are teams that are making 23s against you, it's a recipe for disaster.
yeah, exactly, no
Perhaps.
question. So we'll see with the Heat
Yup.
as they come rolling on. But I mean, luckily for them, a couple teams also have lost in the last couple days, with the Sixers and Pacers,
Sixers suck.
Dude,
losing.
who did the Pacers lose to again? I forgot because
DeMar DeRozan. Let's give him a quick
I was
shout
about to
out.
say, right? I think I
46,
saw
9, and 4.
overtime. Oh my gosh.
What the
Yeah,
heck?
he was
DeMar
that?
DeRozan
unstoppable.
is.
What's that sound? Oh gosh.
It's like I'm sorry. DeMar DeRozan was incredible for like the Raptors. I loved watching him play for that. He was one of my favorite players, and seeing him still be able to do that is incredible.
You guys
Yeah.
liked watching him play because you guys beat him every year.
I'm talking about before LeBron got here, like in like 2010 when LeBron was like on the Heat.
Like
That was
dunk
like
contest, like when he was doing dunk contest.
yeah.
See, I know.
I know you know. You just
I
had
know.
dude. DeMar was
I know.
one of my favorite players back then. Mid-range god.
Mid-range god for sure. Had that buzzer beater to get the Bulls to overtime. The Pacers had this game, but the Bulls executed the missed free throw, the on-purpose missed free throw. But for the first time I think I've ever seen, usually, a guy grabs a rebound off of it. The ball was tipped by Obi Toppin out of bounds. So the Bulls were able to set up a play
Obadiah Toppin.
with 2 seconds to go, and they got that shot, and then DeMar had 9 more points in overtime. So even with this game now, another solid win for the Bulls. I mean, they're kind of locked into the 9th spot in the Eastern Conference. It's kind of impossible for them not to get out of that. But DeRozan,
unless the Heat continue to slide,
which I doubt that'll happen. I mean, I doubt they'll lose. They'll probably get past this skid shortly.
yeah.
But DeMar is now in 37th place all time in scoring. He passed 3 Hall of Famers last night on the scoring list, passing Adrian Dantley, Dwayne Wade, and Elgin Baylor. So passing 3 guys.
Adrian Dantley is a Hall of Famer. I know I always say the Hall of Fame is almost like a joke for how easy it is sometimes to get into in basketball. But hearing Adrian Dantley is in the Hall of Fame, I agree. Yeah, it just proves my point.
I mean, it was a great scorer in his time.
He was, but
I mean, averages 24 points for his career, Adrian Dantley, back in the 70s and 80s.
I don't know, still, but
I could average 24 in the 70s and 80s.
Shout out to DeMar DeRozan, man, future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, future Hall of Famer.
I don't think so. Maybe.
If Adrian Dantley got in, DeMar DeRozan's getting in.
Yeah, but that was the old. I don't know.
2-time scoring champion for Adrian Dantley. I know it's 2 different eras, but
yeah. True, but still.
I think it's one of those things that if since Tracy McGrady made it, then DeMar should make it.
But no, because Tracy McGrady's cool.
Even though I think Tracy was better. Well, actually,
Tracy was like an elite scoring guy, like elite scoring machine.
He's a player.
How many cousins does Tracy or does DeMar have in the league?
What?
None compared to Tracy.
Yeah.
But no, Tracy
Vince
McGrady,
Carter,
he'll actually come up later in the podcast for a future segment. So we'll get to talk about him a little bit more. moving on from games, let's talk about the Dallas Mavericks. They are on a 4-game winning streak after defeating the Golden State Warriors Wednesday night. And mainly the big thing to talk about, besides, this Mavericks team getting healthy and whole and playing some good basketball after they, kind of struggled a little bit. They're back on their winning ways. But 2 historic stretches that are currently happening right now. Luka Doncic had a 6-game stretch of 30-point triple doubles, which was snapped because he had a hamstring injury in the third quarter of that game. So that streak is over.
Yeah, he had 27-point triple double. Oh, the horror.
I know, right? I know, right?
Oh no.
Our expectations for him are through the roof now.
Yeah, I know. But the other record, Joe, you want to talk about the other record?
The other record, yeah, Daniel Gafford. 33 consecutive field goals made over how many games? But doesn't matter. He's 2 away from, what is it, Wilt's record?
Wilt's record of 35.
Jeez. He'll break it tonight.
You would think.
Or I guess he'll break it by the time this goes out. He will have broken it.
Maybe. Yeah, if a one shot missed, then it's over. So
he's not doing that.
He has to
I'm calling it to break the record tonight. He's dunking over Chet Holmgren. He's going to poster him for the record.
Oh my gosh.
And you know what Chet's going to say to that? No. He's going to say no.
I'm kidding. He's not going to do that for the record. But I will say, if he is good, the streak could come down because Chet is an elite defender already. At least inside defender.
I mean, just think about it. So he's done this over the last 5 games, the 33 made field goals. In this 5-game stretch, he's missed I'm trying to do some quick math here right now. He's missed 7 free throws and he hasn't missed a field goal. Well, I know he's not a free throw shooter, but it's just funny. He's missed 7 free throws. Yes, that's right.
It's all dunks or layups.
Dunks, layups, little hook shots down low. I mean, he's been a great fit for the Mavericks.
It was a good trade to get him.
PJ Washington has been good defensively as well. I mean, the Mavericks defense has been very impressive as of late. I know that there are some matchups where, maybe Gafford won't be able to play as much in the playoffs, but I'm sure that's something that they can worry about a little bit down the line. As far as their placing in the regular season now, they're now 10 games above 500. And they are still the 8th seed in the crazy West.
Yeah, that's wild. The West is insane. However, even though they're the 8th seed, they're only half a game back from the Kings and Suns in the 6th and 7th spot. So they they can easily get out of the play-in. They can easily just make a playoff spot.
Yeah, this could definitely change in a week. No question about it.
It's going to change every week from now until the end of the regular season, I feel like.
It is. I should do a week-by-week tracker of just the West standings and see, how different it is by the end.
100%. That's a great idea. Each of us said, oh, here's who went here. Here's who went here.
Yeah. Another game from Wednesday night. Another team that, we just mentioned there, the Sacramento Kings defeating the Lakers again. Once again, man, Anthony Davis just doesn't know what to do against Sabonis.
Yeah, because he's actually good.
I couldn't have said that better myself. Nah, Anthony Davis is good, but
Anthony Davis is
Did Sabonis
That's
make an All-Star team?
This year? No, he was a snub.
No, there we go. Now we know it was a snub.
Indeed.
We all thought it was a snub, and we all agreed that it was a snub, but now it's for sure. Wait, what was the record you said? Wow.
Sabonis is now 10-0 against Anthony Davis in his career.
Yikes.
Which is just mind-boggling to even think about.
Like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's 1-6 against the Cleveland Browns.
Bam! I love that stat.
Anyone who comes up to me and says Joe Burrow's a top 2 quarterback in the NFL, I'm not listening.
Top 2?
Not. Yeah,
what
I've heard of a lot.
What are you talking to that has that opinion? They need to go back to kindergarten.
Surprisingly, a lot of people.
They need to go back to kindergarten. He is
Surprisingly, a lot of people.
top 10, maybe.
But
He's top 10 for sure. Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Baker in Tampa is great, too. Sorry. Not to get off track for the NFL. Free agency's been kind of crazy lately for the NFL.
But with Sabonis, so Sabonis finished that game with 17 points, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists. Another triple-double.
Another triple-double for Sabonis.
Continues to rack them up. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he leads the league in triple-doubles this year. And he leads the league in triple-doubles now. That was his 23rd of the season. And this was his
48 triple-doubles.
His
or double-doubles.
48 straight double-doubles, which breaks the Sacramento franchise record.
He's only a couple behind Kevin Love for when he did it in Minnesota, I think I saw.
That's right. I believe his was 53 back in 2010, 2011. Something
That
like that.
A franchise record holder for the Sacramento Kings. It's like a participation trophy at this point.
Hey,
Not a crazy history.
They've won championships.
Yeah, but Oscar Robertson.
Hey, don't disrespect the Big O.
Did you watch that championship get won?
I wasn't even thought of.
Did you, Jackson?
Did you watch the Houston Rockets?
Shut up.
There we go. There we go.
I am not in the mood for your.
Well, honestly, with the way Sabonis has played, I know this is just his second full season with Sacramento, and there's still a lot more that he'll have to do, but we could start to get in the conversation of who's the better center in Kings franchise history, him versus DeMarcus Cousins. Because Boogie was a beast. Boogie was a beast.
Give me Sabonis.
Boogie was definitely a beast, was the best center in the league for a while, but ended up not winning anything. And Sabonis has been an offensive hub for a very good playoff team and elite offense. I think that's going to be a real conversation, maybe in future years.
I love Boogie Cousins. He was elite, but they were like what the Nets are now. They were a GFF. They were a garbage player franchise back in the day when Boogie was there. They had no direction. They had Boogie, and that was it. However, Sabonis is actually leading them to the playoffs. Sabonis is making them relevant. When you're talking about the NBA,
Here and Fox exists too.
The national media, but again, they're better now. They are. The franchise in general is better now, and they're better at building, even if they have a terrible coach.
Bro, stop it with this, Mike Brown.
I'm sorry.
Mike Brown is a great coach.
I take it back. Mike Brown's been doing great for them. It's the only time you'll ever hear me say it.
Why? I don't understand
I had to bring up the Boogie Sabonis. I was wondering what Joey would say about that because I know he likes Boogie.
I used to be a big Boogie Cousins fan as well. But,
used to be? Do you just not like him anymore?
Well, he doesn't play in the NBA anymore.
I wish he still was in the league, but he's moved on. But I mean, the last couple of years, he definitely could have still been in the league, I think.
Oh yeah, there's a team right now that needs a starting center.
He could go back to the Rockets.
Him and the Rockets would be good.
You know what? Let's talk about that. We have to talk
about it.
We do.
No.
I'm sorry,
we do. It is one of the biggest stories of the week and probably the last month. But you're a Rockets
insider. You have to talk about it. Oh no, he's in depressive mode.
Oh jeez. All right. No. Well, what day was this? I want to make sure I have the correct day of the game.
It was a while ago, okay? It was Sunday.
Okay, it was Sunday night, late in the Rockets' victory over the Sacramento Kings. Sengun had an injury, his left knee and ankle. It was later a sprain and a bone bruise. He'll probably be out for the rest of the regular season. But honestly, this is about as good of news as you could have asked for with this injury.
Like, actually, I remember I saw that replay like 3 times. I saved it like a video of it on like TikTok. I literally thought he tore his ACL right there. I'll be honest.
I watched it way more than that.
It could have been career threatening, but it's not. It shouldn't be at all. And he should be good to go in time for next season. So it's just tough news for Sengun. We're all Sengun fans.
Yeah,
Jackson's the big Rockets fan, but we all love
I
watching
watched that
Sengun,
video probably 60 times.
and
you
that is
also
why
probably see
he's
it in
now
your
like
nightmares,
this.
and I'm sorry.
That's
I
probably why
also puked
Jackson's
after
like
I
this
watched the
now.
video multiple times.
It was definitely gag worthy. His leg went like the opposite way.
Dude,
Like
I
I said,
was
he got lucky with just a sprain and a bone bruise.
Miles knows. I was puking.
That was bad. It was bad.
It was bad.
Um,
I remember seeing that video and like even Sabonis was upset. Like
Well, yeah, 'cause
Sabonis was physically just like he was like, oh my gosh.
when you see a player better than you go down, you get upset.
I figured they would also be friends because they're both from like Eastern Europe, but as well. But
anyway,
still,
prayers up to Sengun. He
yeah.
in our awards predictions, did you have him winning most improved?
Obviously,
You did. I probably would have had him if he'd played enough games, but of course he's now one game short. 64
of
games
course,
played,
of
so
course.
he's not going to be eligible for it. But overall for the Rockets,
You know what's crazy? The day before that, I got an early birthday present, and you know what it was?
it was a
What?
Sengun jersey, probably.
It was.
You got a Sengun jersey for your birthday?
That's
Yes.
awesome. We'll need
Oh,
it.
that is awesome.
We'll have. Hey, you can wear it on the podcast when he returns.
We're gonna
I
throw a
might,
party. We're gonna
I
throw a
might be
party.
unretired by then.
Yeah, Jackson has been retired from apparently everything basketball related besides this podcast since the injury.
No, before that.
Oh, it was before the injury.
Oh,
It
that
was
just
after.
solidified it.
It was after the Clippers played the Rockets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was after the Clippers Rockets. Speaking of the Clippers, they've had a couple
No.
setback injuries as well.
Oh well.
Dude, I thought you were a Clippers fan.
I like Clippers players.
Well,
Well,
speaking of Clippers players, Kawhi's out.
yeah,
Not out. He's day to day.
Kawhi and Harden are day to day, so it may not
Yeah,
be
he's
something
fine.
too huge, but with these injuries and the separation that the Timberwolves got and that big win against the Clippers, it's looking like the Clippers are going to be solidified at that fourth seed if everything stays steady and moving along it because they're 3 games back from third, 2.5
Well, yeah.
games ahead of fifth, so it looks like they're going to be set for fourth.
I mean,
Yeah,
what did you expect to happen in that Clippers game? They were playing the fourth best shooting guard in the NBA.
Yeah, I think that top three is pretty solidified between the Nuggets, Wolves, and Thunder. It'll just depend on who figures it out and who gets the 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, that's kind of rough. The Clippers, man, especially in that Wolves game, because I was at the bar watching it, and ever since Kawhi went out, Ant turned it up another notch, took over, and the Clippers look terrible.
I'm the biggest Ant Edwards fan on this planet, and he's fourth best in the league.
I love Ant. Ant's incredible.
I'd put Shea over Ant. I'd put Donovan Mitchell and Booker over Ant.
Really?
Oh, okay. I
Maybe.
guess it depends on who you consider a point guard.
I was gonna say, I don't know if I would put Booker because he's been playing the point for them, right?
Shea as well, but if you're going those four, I think that's right. I think that'd be my
Okay.
order.
I'd maybe put him over Booker.
I was gonna say Booker and
Maybe.
Ant I might switch me personally, but yeah, those top four are for sure.
You know what this calls for? A top 10 list video.
We will have that in a future video.
Well,
yeah,
probably
top 10 list
potentially
for positions.
I just recently made my tier list for players I like and dislike.
But talking about Devin Booker, the Suns have also been playing some solid basketball as well, sort of on and off.
Well, yeah, you got Kevin Durant, Booker, and Beal.
Yeah, I guess I just want to mention I went to I was in attendance for the Suns Cavs game when they were in Cleveland this past Monday, and just seeing those three in person. Look, them having those three guys, it just sets them apart because any one of those guys can go off, and just seeing that in person, it's crazy to watch because they just make some really difficult shots. So they're
They're not
definitely
even the best big three in the NBA.
They're in the 7th seed right now, but that means nothing. As
no,
long
I
as
don't
they
think
make
that
the
means
playoffs,
anything.
it's almost the same thing when you talk about the Lakers. Like you have LeBron and AD, you can win on any given night,
Yeah.
Unless they go up against the Kings.
unless they go up against the Kings because Sabonis owns them.
That probably, I guess that could happen in the eight, not or in the second game
if they make it, but
complicated
that's not
play-in
gonna.
tournament implications. Probably not going to happen, but definitely could. Definitely could.
Again, just waiting for playoffs. I can't wait.
Yeah, exactly. And a team in the Eastern Conference that has been injured recently is getting a little bit more healthy as well, with OG and Anobi getting back in the lineup for the New York Knicks, and Jackson hands to the Saints as the
Yeah.
Knicks really big savior is
They're
back.
finally going to be
Oh,
back to 100%. They're going to be the best team that they can possibly be when OG
they are
comes back.
they are currently half a game ahead of the Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic.
They're soft. Oh,
Whoa.
like when they beat them by 25 and they held them to 74 points.
The Knicks scored 73 in the next game.
Yep, there it is.
But no, the Knicks, their defense, even without OG, they've held their last three opponents to under 80 points. Is that right?
Well,
Yeah,
well, Josh Hart plays 48 minutes a game.
Josh
Yet.
Hart has been playing unbelievable of late.
He really has. Like he is the what did I see? I think I saw on Twitter that he's the Luka Doncic of Derek White's. And that's so accurate.
Well,
Like he goes home and I think he just sits on an oxygen tank
He has to. I
the
mean,
whole
it's
time.
he
his
is the
numbers.
prototypical man to thrive under a Tibbs system.
Yeah, like his against the Sixers on Tuesday, 20, 19, and 10 in only 39 minutes.
Only.
And only 39 minutes. Ooh.
That's exactly how it's been though. Like his last 5 games, his 39 minutes on Tuesday. That's the only game he hasn't played over 42 minutes. And it was 39 minutes.
That's actually insane.
I think
Yeah,
he's trying to kill this man.
Well, I think I did see a stat, and it was like Josh Hart in his first like 450 games or something, 0 triple doubles. In the last like 5 or 10 games or something like that, he's had 4.
right. Yeah, we'll see if he'll end up getting worn out by playoff time, because that's the thing you worry about with him playing all these minutes and a lot
Well,
of
the
these
thing is,
other
by
Knicks
playoff time,
players.
he'll be coming off the bench.
As I say,
Yeah,
playoff
yeah,
time by playoff time they'll be healthier, so
yeah.
he won't have to
Theoretically,
do that. But for right now, just so they can stay in the 4th seed and have that home court advantage in the first round, it's what Tibbs has to do.
yeah, it really is, and they're still in the fourth seed. Looking less and less likely that they'll be 2 or 3, but still could be possible when the Knicks get all healthy. But their schedule is not as favorable
Not
as
even all healthy. They just need OG back and they're good.
yeah.
Yeah, you don't want as soon as Randall comes back, it's going to go downhill again.
Jackson just doesn't
Obviously.
want Randall.
No, Julius Randle is the worst player in the NBA.
Is he your number one? You were talking about your top 10 likes and disliked players. Is Julius Randle top
I'll show
2?
you. Yeah, it's him and someone else.
We'll show him. We could post this on social media.
Yeah, send me the list. I will post it on the Instagram.
I'll share the screen after this.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
we'll post it on
it's-
social media afterwards. Final really thing with the standings or teams in the standings. Joey mentioned the Orlando Magic. Got to give a shout out to Jamal Mosley getting a contract extension, signing him through the 2026-2027 season. Well deserved, man, for the most surprising team in the Eastern Conference. They've had a great season this year. In the running for home court in the East.
Top 3 Coach of the Year candidate. This is
Yeah.
perfect. This is well deserved, like you said.
Yeah, I don't know how much it'll keep up in future years, but I'm pretty sure this is his 3rd year, if I'm not mistaken. And in all these seasons, he's had a 10-win increase in each of his first 2-3 seasons, which is just super impressive stuff for Jamal Mosley. So shout out to the Magic, man.
Heck yes. Always will shout out the Magic.
Always
Probably
will
my
shout out.
I'm aware.
Probably my second favorite team outside of the Cavs in the East.
Mine too.
So what happens when the Magic? What happens when they eliminate you guys in the playoffs?
They would never do that.
If they did, I'll be a Magic fan. I don't care.
If they do, I'm switching up to the Knicks.
You guys.
You've switched up your fandom like 3 to 4 times.
No, I have the same number one team.
Well, same number one. Yes, we know.
Well, yeah,
and then,
my number one wouldn't change. I would root for the Magic.
My number one is Cavs, sure, no matter what.
Well, in the playoffs, after the Cavs, I would root for the Magic to go on a crazy run. That's how.
I was going to say, if the Cavs play the Magic, I'm going Cavs hardcore. If the Magic beat the Cavs, okay, well, I want the Magic to do well.
But that's
I'm not going to hate them. I'm not going to hate the Magic because they beat the Cavs.
But we won't have to worry about that.
If you have the Wolves and Clippers playing in the conference championship in the Western Conference, and one of those teams goes to the finals, are you going to hate the other team?
No.
There we go.
I like the Timberwolves more than the Clippers. Like, not even close, actually.
I just want to say, too, the fact that we're talking about that now like it's a legit possibility, when at the beginning of the season we were probably all clowning Jackson.
We were, yeah.
Credit to Goglin. Credit to Goglin.
Shout out to Goglin, man.
Shout out to Goglin.
For what?
We're not even going to tell you because you don't listen to us. Anyways. Former
your prediction for the Western Conference though.
In the East is good too. Don't even with me.
Well, the East was a cakewalk, let's be honest.
Yeah.
No.
Well, sorry, Jackson, for you and I it was a cakewalk. The Knicks at the 8th seed and the Heat is the 3rd seed. I don't know about
that one. We're not going to talk about that.
My predictions were all
final 2 news stories. 2 quick ones. One, former Magic player, technically, he played like 3 games for the Magic. Otto Porter retired after 11 seasons.
That's crazy.
Acting a full MVP autopilot.
NBA champion though. NBA champion Otto Porter.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was. Remember the Jackson?
Remember when he was on the Wizards, right?
He fell asleep against the Bulls.
Yeah, he was doing like the quick turn, and then like on the 4th time, the guy already ran, and he turned. He was like, "Oh wait."
One of the last guys. I mean, besides now like Bobby Portis, one of the last guys to consistently wear goggles, but that was in like his first few years in the league.
Hey man, I'll be honest, I'm kind of shocked because he's a good stretch wing. Like I think he can still be like at least defensively too. Like he could be a solid addition to any team, really.
Yeah, but I mean, like he said in his statement, his body just can't do the things that it once was. Like it's crazy when you look at his like basketball reference page for his career. He played 63 games in that Golden State season in that championship year. Besides that, when you look at his last 3 seasons besides that Golden State season, actually 4 seasons, 14 games played, 28 games played, 8 games, 15 games.
Hey man, there's another person who should probably be taking his advice and retire because their body can't hold up, but I'll leave it go. Shout out to Otto Porter. Body over fame and money. You don't want, as much as we love NBA basketball, I'll speak for myself because I don't want to speak for these guys, but you should not destroy your body over a game like this. You already make millions of dollars. Your family, and your grandchildren are set for life if you're smart with it. Like, you don't need to do this forever. Like, you will be fine. There's no reason to destroy your body. Shout out to Otto Porter. You're a legend, mate.
Yeah, totally agree. And Otto Porter as well. We remember, he had one really good year for the Wizards where he was like one of the top 3-point shooters in the league and signed one of the worst contracts in the league for the Wizards. It like that and the John Wall contract for the Wizards. It kind of held them back for a while, but for Otto Porter, coming in as a 3rd overall pick, in a weak draft class. Will we look back on Otto Porter as a draft bust?
No. He helped. He like you said, he played 63, 64 games for a championship Golden State Warriors. That's a legit contribution. And like you said, usually when you talk about top 3 pick, you're either all-star or all NBA. Like you want to be that good, but it was a weak draft. How many of those players were actually like all NBA guys in that draft?